Hey guys, it's Presley. Welcome back to Cool Conversations podcast. Today I am so excited because we have the one and only Kylie Cantrall.
Hi.
I am so excited that you're here. We haven't seen each other, guys, in so long, so this is going to be our full catch up today.
It's been so perfect. We have so much to debrief.
We really
for
do.
The people.
We really do. For all of you guys. It's actually insane. We have known each other for so long. Like, now that I think about it, like, we first met when you were in your, like, Gabby Duran.
My Gabby
era. And I was, like, fresh off of Dance Moms. Like,
yeah, I remember. I feel like I low-key tracked you down, though, because I was, like, super into Dance Moms. And obviously, like, you were just killing, and I saw you all over. I mean, was it Musically? Or no, I think it was still TikTok. I think it was TikTok. Wasn't that prehistoric.
We're not that ancient.
We're not that ancient. But I remember seeing your videos and, like, oh, my God, she's so fire. Like, she's such a diva. And I, like, hit you up, and we, like, made a little video at my house. Guys, we will not bring that video up.
If you can find that video, it's actually insane. But
it's actually crazy. I put her in a wig. I put Presley in a wig.
What even was it? I think we, like, redid, like, a scene from Gabby Duran.
Yeah, I was in my, like, skit era. Like,
yeah,
a heavy
I remember
script,
that.
heavy concept. And you were just down, which I loved.
For sure. I think that was, like, right after COVID, too. Yeah. And I remember, because I was still living in New Jersey, I came here, and I was like, I, like, haven't literally seen anybody since COVID. Mm-hmm. I've been in quarantine. And then I was like, yeah, we're going to go over to Kylie's.
Aww.
And it was actually, it's insane how long we've known each other. And then
so long. And then we just, like, kept hanging out. And my bestie, Shar. Shout out, Shar.
Love Shar. Yeah,
I love her so much. But we all just started fun things kicking it.
Yeah, it was great. And honestly, like, we've grown up so much. And, like,
so much.
It's so crazy to think about that. That's probably, like, 5 years now, which is insane.
Yeah, we were different humans.
Completely different people. And, like, literally we've both done so much since, and it's just, like, it's insane. Every time we see each other now, it's like we have so much to catch up on.
Oh my God,
but
always.
You had a huge year, like, literally a huge year. So happy for you. So if, I'm sure everybody knows, but if they don't, do you want to tell them a little bit about, like, what you do and, like, what's been going on in your life?
Yes. So I'm Kylie. I sing. I'm, like, giving
she does everything.
This feels like an audition. I sing. I dance. I have dance training. I am 19 but can play older or younger. No, but yeah, and I also act. I was just in a film that came out called Descendants. And little indie film, Descendants. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like the tea on me.
Yeah,
what else do you want to know?
Hey, let me get my cards. But no, honestly, like, huge year. Descendants, literally so insane. Let's just, like, talk about that for a minute, because how was that whole experience for you? Because Descendants is a huge franchise. Obviously, we all know it, we all love it. And, like, what was it like coming back into that as they were, like, kind of, like, starting, like, a new era of the whole, like, franchise and everything?
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, like, you said it perfectly. Like, it is such a, it's both incredible and also so, like, crazy. Just like the idea of bringing back Descendants that was so iconic for me and so many kids of our generation. I think like so many people looked up to Dove and Sophia, and, like, it was just so iconic. The spectacle of it, the songs, they were all, like, literally, Rotten to the Core was my national anthem growing up. So the idea of getting to bring it back and kind of tell this new story for a new generation was a little bit daunting, for sure, because it is, like, huge shoes to fill. But oh my God, I feel like the fans have been so welcoming towards us, and I feel like that's always how it is when you, like, welcome a new franchise or any sort of thing like that, where it's like, you know, it's already a popular name, and they're like, why'd you bring it back? Like, you should have just left it alone. Like, which I honestly am that way too, so I get it. But yeah, I feel like there was always a little bit of that in the beginning, but I think after people saw the film and, like, you know, started kind of embracing us, it was really cool to see and really sweet.
It's amazing. I mean, I remember I sent you the video. Like, I was at a dance convention, and they started playing Red, and everybody was, like, doing the dance and whatever. It's actually insane to see it. Like, it literally has reached, like, everyone across the whole world, and it's like it's insane. So
yeah, it's definitely been like a life-changing project for me.
I
so
can only imagine. And
feels
like
crazy.
now, like your everything with your music is so amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Dropped. When did you drop Boy for a Day? Like recently,
I dropped
right?
Boy for a Day in November.
Oh my gosh, 2 months ago already.
I know.
This is
Time
really,
flies. It's so
flying.
crazy. And I have a new song, Goodie Bag.
Hey,
It might be out by the time that this comes out.
Probably.
I've had to push the date like so many times. I
There's
feel
just
so
been so
bad.
much.
Sorry, cuties out there. But I'm sure you know how that is.
Yeah.
Like, you want everything to be perfect, and also like it's not just you making the decision. Like, hey, I'm gonna upload a song. It's like you have a whole team behind you and people wanting to like make it perfect. So that's why. But
I know it's so exciting though. Like so many exciting things. But going back before all of this happened, like you have been acting and singing for like pretty much your whole life, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
So like how did you first like get into everything, and like what did that look like for you?
I had a really untraditional childhood in the sense that both of my parents were in the industry or are in the industry. So I was very much just industry baby kid. Like, I would be dragged to my mom's dance rehearsals. She's a dancer and choreographer. And, you know, my dad's sessions. He's a songwriter and producer. So I was always very much encouraged to write songs and go to dance. And, like, same as you, like, I was in the dance studio literally, like,
Every single
the day that I got potty trained, I was in class. Like, did competitions, the whole thing. So it was very just normal. Like, it felt like, you know, it was only until I got older that I was like, oh wait, not everyone like is encouraged to like pursue the arts. Like, it felt so normal. And yeah, I just always had this feeling of like there's nothing else I want to do. There's nothing else I can do, honestly.
I know, that's how I feel. I'm like,
So real.
Literally, since I could walk, I was in the dance studio. I'm like, I literally did not do anything other than
Oh my gosh,
like
yeah.
dance. I couldn't imagine like doing anything else. So I think that that's something that's kind of rare-ish, is like you literally have been doing it like your whole life, where like other people like fall into it as they get older.
And I think people ask me a lot, like, when did you have that moment where you were like, I'm going to pursue this? Because I think, like, that is very common to, you know, get into it later in life and discover it just, you know, solely by yourself, discovering, like, oh, I want to pursue this. But, like, for us, I think because our families also are in entertainment, like, they really encouraged us early on. So it was, like, just from the get-go.
Yeah, like, I feel like I've always, like, known. Like, I didn't, like, really, like, know that I wanted to like do music or like I wanted to act, but I always knew that I would be in this industry somehow. But like I've kind of figured out like where, or I'm like still figuring out like where as I get older. But I think that that's something that's so cool, is that like kind of just like never really had a moment. It was just always like there, you know.
It is cool. We're very fortunate to have But I think it's cool too, like, well, it's actually like I feel a lot of people in our industry, I think, aren't the most like this sounds crazy, but I mean, I guess I'll just speak for myself. I don't think I'm very like well-rounded in other things because like I've dedicated my whole life to this one thing. So like I don't know how to do a lot of other things.
No, I was talking about this before, like literally when I was younger, I didn't really do like acting lessons or vocal lessons, and I wish I did, but also like I didn't do anything else. Like I played maybe soccer for a season, but I could not throw me a ball. I don't even know if I know how to catch it.
Wait, side quest. Okay.
Yes,
Presley was in her soccer era.
Yeah, and then I quit because dance competition. I was like, no. But like literally, I don't think I could do anything other than that. But like at the same time, like I don't really know if I would want to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't think that's a bad thing to like be so obsessed with what you're doing that you literally don't have time for anything else. Yeah. And it's also a really competitive industry. Yes. Like you're competing against like other dancers that it's their whole life. It's their full-time thing. So like you just have to put 100% into it or else like we live in LA. Like everyone here is like doing what we're doing essentially. So we have to like work so hard. Yeah,
there's really no other choice. Like if this is like what you want to do, it's your whole eat, sleep, breathe, live. Like
you
this
can't be
thing.
like half.
No, you're not halfway in it. Like it's just like not like that. But like you can do like, I think something that's also really cool about this industry is you can do so much, but like staying in the same industry. Like you can like dance, sing, act, and like all, but it
and they
all
all
goes
help
hand
one
in hand.
another. Totally.
Because I don't really think I would be doing all of this if I didn't do everything.
But don't you think like dance is like such a great foundation to have?
Yes. Honestly, like I am so grateful that I grew up as a competitive dancer because it has set me up for literally everything. Like even I was talking to my acting coach and she was like, working with dancers is so nice because they know how to take a correction and they don't get offended by it, and also they know discipline, and like it's helped so much with music, and it's just like
absolutely you have natural just like rhythm
everything.
And I always tell people that ask me like, what piece of advice do you have for like someone starting in the industry? I'm always like, get your butt in dance. Like, girl, that if you have that on lock, like that will help you through everything. Like literally. Seriously, it's built my confidence, and like you said, discipline, work ethic, like we're able to take direction. We've had dance teachers like critique us and like
screaming at you. So like
you for sure.
Yes. So like
clock it.
Hey. So but like that's why like I don't get offended if somebody's like, oh, maybe you should do this like a little bit different. Like, oh, okay. Like that's
totally
like nice. Like it's like I don't know. I just feel like it has all just like aligned and it's all made sense for me, and like I don't know, it just all like kind of goes hand in hand. And you're the same way. Like I feel like I've grown up like doing like the same like,
oh my gosh, totally. I feel like
sense.
we have had like similar paths for sure.
Okay, I hate this question, but I'm gonna ask you, is there one thing that like which, if you had to pick your favorite out of dancing and acting, like what do you think it would be? Like at this point in your life, because for me, I know it's changed as I've gotten like older, and like even like in the past couple of months, like it's been like different. But
that's interesting, and I think it can change. Like makes sense. That's hard though. I would say, I mean, it's definitely between dancing and singing. They're like kind of the same to me in a weird way, just as far as like my passion for both of them and like how I felt so gravitated towards that like at such a young age. Like I think acting was a little more like a sort of somewhat recent kind of passion of mine, but definitely it's between those two. I don't know.
It's hard because it also goes hand in hand. For like what you do. Like
totally
with your music, you're dancing all the time, so it's like it's hard to like pick, you know?
Right. I mean, I guess I would say I think dance is just so fundamental for life and just like knowing your body and like and also like there's like you can low-key fake singing, but girl, you can't fake dancing.
No faking
like,
when it comes to dancing.
Fake it. Like even if I had no voice, like boo, I would find someone to like sing and I would lip sync. Like I would still serve like a cute step because you can't fake dance.
No, like you cannot hide it at all.
No,
like,
I would Milli Vanilli that. Like, period. Get her on the mic and I'll lip sync.
Hey, but honestly, it's so true. Like dancing is like there's no hiding you when it comes to dance.
Totally.
At all. Like you really can't fake it. That's actually so true. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Yep. No faking it there. Absolutely not.
New hack unlocked.
Okay, so obviously we all know you as, a lot of people know you as Red.
Yes.
Now, but
Princess Red. Wonderland.
Red. But also you have like your own music on the side. So does it ever like worry you that you're going to be like labeled as a Disney star when you're moving into music?
Oh my gosh, totally.
And, like as you get older and like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like the classic trope that people love to kind of put a Disney star in that box of like, okay, boo, like, but what are you going to do after this? Like that Mickey contract, like, but I just like take it with stride and I just make fun of it at this point.
The one TikTok or something you posted about the one song, I don't know, you posted something, I was like, that's so funny. You were like, yeah, I don't even care. Why did you post something about being a Disney girl, like making like they're watching out for you or something?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I always
denim or whatever.
I
love it because you really just like take it as a joke.
Totally.
Honestly, it's the best thing to do.
It's a different day. Like, I get that people want to hold on to this idea of, like, Disney stars. Like, back in the day, I think they were more strict with, like, you can't show midriff and, like, you can't make, like, any sort of music that feels, like, at all provocative, like, whatever. Like, I get that. But it's a different day now. And I think, like, Disney has evolved and, like, we're very encouraged. By the way, there's nothing, like, there's no Mickey Mouse being like, hey, like you can't say or do this. Like, I think we're very encouraged to be ourselves and like speak our speak our truth.
True.
And like, yeah, I feel like my music, I always want it to represent like who I am in this moment and like to feel authentic. And I want my music to be like something that I can actually listen to and that I feel proud of. So I never try to like make it either feel young or feel older. Like it's just
like
me.
what you want. I think that that's so special. It's also like so nice that like you are who you are outside of like who you are and like like shows and movies and whatever. And like I think it's also so cool to see people like gravitate towards your music as well as like what you've done. Like the move, like your fans from the movie are also now fans of your music, and it just like all like it all just works. And it's also so special because it really is just like you. Like your music is just like who you are, and you're not like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. It is very like validating and cool when people gravitate towards my music because it is like it's coming directly from me and the most like authentic representation of me. So because it's different with a character, like that's not really me. But it is really special.
That's so nice. Okay, well, like we said, you had a huge year this year. So now coming into 2025, how are you like resetting in the new year and like setting your goals and like what you want to do like from here on out? Like what does that like look like for you? Because I know like you've always been very big into like manifestation and like goal setting and whatever.
I've read Presley's tarot cards.
yes, I remember that.
Remember?
Stop.
And you were like, Kylie, stop! I'm scared. Because I was like clocking your tea. I was like, okay, this is gonna happen. This is what you need to focus on.
It actually like, and it did. And it did.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm telling you, there's something to it.
We need to do a new reading because I need to like.
Wait, actually,
yes, we're doing this.
We're doing that. I have them with me. Don't worry.
She carries them in her bag.
What's in my goodie bag? Tarot cards.
Yeah.
No, I actually don't carry them on me. I should though.
Yeah.
You never know when you need to just
like
break them out.
Reading.
Exactly. Give myself a mini reading in Starbucks. That's a great question, and I feel like yes, I am big into like manifesting goals and like visualizing what I want for myself for sure, and I always try to do that. But I think I'm like in this new wave of like trying to give myself tangible goals. Like, okay, what is something I can do this week? Like maybe I can't like, you know, create this concept album that like I can't do that right now. Maybe I'm like planting those seeds for that in the future, but like what can I do today? What can I do this week? Like what can I do to further get me closer to my goals? Because I think it's really overwhelming thinking about like all your biggest dreams and goals and like where do you even start?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's like also like what I've been doing is I kind of like separate the two because I'm like I know what I want for myself long term and like where I see myself and whatever, but like that's so overwhelming sometimes. Like I'm like, okay, when am I going to check off one of these boxes?
Right,
like,
it feels so far away.
Yeah. So like I think that something like when it comes to like setting goals for yourself and whatever, like doing something that you can do like within a month or within a week is so helpful because it also just makes you feel so good about yourself.
Yeah, and like, so in control.
Yes, and like you're doing something to better yourself, and it doesn't even have to be like career wise or like anything. Like I think personal goals is also like huge, and like creating those like little habits
totally
like will create such like a bigger thing in the future.
Right. So are you into journaling?
Yes, I've been so into journaling. I got a 5
the 5-minute journal.
I love it. It is so good every morning and every night before I go to bed.
Have you noticed like a difference?
Yes, it like just like sets me up for like a better day, and I also feel like I go to sleep like so like calm.
Yeah.
And like it just helps like put down what you're grateful for, like what you want to do to like make the day better, and like I think it has like what you're grateful for, what would make today great, and then like
what can you
like
do?
A daily affirmation
Oh
thing.
yeah.
And I'm like, this is so nice. And then it's like top moments of today, and then like something else. I don't remember what the last one is, but it's literally like, again, it takes 5 minutes, and it makes you feel like so much, just like, I don't know, just makes you feel like so good. I think that journaling is honestly huge. Like it's become like such like a big thing for me, like recently. And like vision boards, I love my vision board.
Yes.
Like,
oh, I know you love a vision board.
I love. There's like all my whole room. I'm
oh
like,
my
there's,
gosh,
like,
you're
so
just
many.
like I feel like you're one of the people I know that is like so into like aesthetic and like I just
Yes.
feel like your room, like your phone, like your wallpaper, I feel like everything
Yes.
in your life is very like
It all has
aesthetic
to be like
and visually pleasing.
It has to be, and I fell off of it for a minute. My room for a hot second was like 3 different aesthetics. And I was like, this is not gonna work. I was like, this is not working for me. No. So I had to like redo it, and I like made like new vision boards, and I put like different like things together, and it honestly has cleared my mind so much. And
I
it
love
like
that.
it just like works. I feel like
There's
in my
something
brain.
about seeing it like visually and having it outside of your brain and
Yeah.
like actually seeing a board with like your goals and everything written out that's so it makes it tangible. It makes it feel like, oh, I can actually do these things.
For sure. Even like writing it down, like in like a journal, like writing down like what you want and your goals, and like I don't know, I just feel like it helps to get it out of your head, and like even if you're not talking about it to someone else, just like for yourself.
Yeah, it
And
makes it real. It
yeah.
makes it front of mind. I think that's really cool. I'm trying to get better with my journaling. I'm kind of random. I'm like, one day I'll be like writing a bunch of shit in my journal. Like, I need to get all these feelings out. And then like, I'll forget about it for like a week and be like, I should journal again.
Yeah.
But I need to be consistent.
Yeah. I had that problem because I would lose it. Like I would lose my journal, and then I would start a new one, and then I would be like, wait, this is
my
not
gosh, I have
working
like
for
10
me.
journals that are like so random.
No, that was my problem, is I had a different journal for like everything, because I was like, I need to have a music journal, I need to have a daily journal, I need to have a I'm like, this, no, put it in one.
Honestly,
and just like keep it all in one place. Like that, I was all over the place. But now I keep it by my bed every night, morning, but it is helpful.
Period. I'm taking notes.
Taking notes on the
I'm
journaling.
gonna follow your lead on that.
Okay, so again, 2025, big year. Like, what was your like biggest personal accomplishment? Even not career-wise, but like for yourself. Like, what do you think was the biggest thing that you like were the most proud of?
Ooh, this past year?
Mm-hmm.
Random personal goal. I was really excited and proud of myself for finally getting my license.
Yes.
Finally got my license. I finally drive on the freeway. Like, I just love driving. And I have the cutest little Mini Cooper.
I know.
I still need to take you for a drive in it.
Yes, we do. I still need to get my license.
Yeah, Presley, when are you going to do that?
Right, so my test was actually supposed to be today.
Oh, shoot.
I didn't practice, so I just like canceled it.
Is it your driving or the written?
No, I have a permit. So
okay.
Baby steps, but no, I don't have my.
Because you're 17 still?
Nope, 18. This is a problem that I don't have my license.
Girl, we're in the same boat because I was also 18.
It's just like,
don't rush it.
No, I was like, this isn't really like, I go everywhere with my mom anyways.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like you're the same way with your dad. Like you guys were like everywhere together, and I was like, I don't really need
you already got a bomb driver.
Yeah, I'm like, I can just sit in the passenger
But it
seat.
actually is so nice.
I know,
like,
I'm
once you have that, you just have all the freedom in the world. You're like, I can go to Trader Joe's right now and like go on a little grocery haul by myself. Like, I can go meet up with my friend. Like,
that's literally all I want it for. That's what I tell my mom. I'm like, I just want to like go to Starbucks or go to the mall or something, or go through like a drive-through in my own car. Like, that's...
yeah, and like I feel bad too, like making my dad like, especially when I was on my like Pilates grind, I was like getting him up at 6 a.m. I was like, can you take me? And he was like, oh my god, dude.
I know.
So now it's like nice that I can relieve some of that.
Yeah, that's how I feel now, because I'm like, okay, this is getting a little out of hand. That I'm like, can you drive me to my friend's house for like 30 minutes and then like go back home? And she's like, yes, of course. But I'm like, I feel bad.
I mean, honestly, it's okay, because like I really do believe in like do it at your own pace, because everyone's different. And like some of my friends are like, they got their license right when they turned 16, like barely could see over the steering wheel, and I'm like, girl, like good for you. But I always had a feeling I would be like a later driver.
For sure. And I'm like, but like now I'm ready. I was always like scared of it, but now I'm like, okay, that's my goal. For like first goal of the year is I gotta get that license. But
yeah, it's a big goal.
It's a big.
I'm excited for you
thing.
though.
I know.
It's gonna happen. I believe in you.
Like parallel parking.
The parking is the thing where I'm like,
that's gonna be my problem on the test. I know. I already know I'm gonna freak out.
Girl, I hit the curb on my test, and somehow I still got my license. I don't know how that happened.
But like, doesn't matter.
Bless.
Because we got there. I know my permit test was a disaster. I literally failed 3 times, and then I passed on the 4th. But I failed
on the
every
written.
time. Yes,
I had to take it twice too.
It was the DMV. It was so scary for me. Like I went in there and I was like, no, and I went and took it at home. And I passed. But I didn't cheat, I swear. Like, I didn't
even know you could do that. I would have done that, too.
I didn't either. And then I got there, and the lady was like, just go home and do it. And I was like, oh, okay.
So smart.
Yeah, but Anyways, so that's a good
new cheat code. I'm gonna do it at home.
Yeah, and
on Brainly, like
I'm like, hi Quizlet, thank you so much.
Oh my god, what would we do without Quizlet?
Honestly, that was like the homeschooler's like guide to like life. Was Quizlet, Brainly, and what was it?
Socratic. Oh, maybe that. I don't know. That's the one with like the owl.
Oh, yes, and photo math. Photo math
saved my life.
Literally.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, to go back to your question, yeah, I would say that was one of my big goals for myself that I was really excited about. But also, like, yeah, I got to cross a lot of like first time things off of my bucket list, like performing at the Thanksgiving parade. Like, that was something I had always like talked about with my family. Like, we would always watch the parade and I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to like perform one day on that. And that was so cool. And just like doing the whole like press run for Descendants and like getting to do the morning shows and like some different award shows and stuff, like that was just really cool because I had never experienced that before. So
and I feel like the first time is always like, I feel like kind of the most rewarding in a way, because it's like you always dreamed of doing these things and like you finally like get to do it, and it's like, it's amazing. But like with all of those things, like what do you think was like the biggest like lesson you've learned with like it all? Like what is the biggest thing like this whole year has like taught you with having so much like going on?
Biggest lesson, I don't know. I think I really figured out how to pace myself too, because I think it's easy to like get burnt out. And especially like I think we're kind of similar in this way too, of like we really value our like social life as well. So like trying to juggle those two worlds of like, okay, working so much and then also still trying to make time for friends and like do normal stuff. Like I think that was something that I had to learn to kind of like balance. And I mean, I'm so grateful that I have like such a great circle of friends that are so like understanding, and you know, I never felt like guilty about having to miss out on, because you have to miss out on like big moments for your friends sometimes, and that really sucks. But yeah, I think like I feel like I'm doing a better job now of like pacing myself with work and trying to like make sure I don't miss those moments.
Yeah, that's honestly like a huge thing. I think that like doing this, you have to sacrifice so much, and like so much, like I am very similar in the way where like I always want to be there for like other people and like what they're doing, like, but then I think I'm also trying to be better about like realizing like it's okay like if I put myself before that sometimes, and like really just like it's like a very hard thing to balance, you know, because it's like you're doing so much but you also like want to be normal sometimes too, and like be doing like normal things,
and like you said, you also want to have time for yourself. Like that is also something that I was like, oh yeah, that's another person I need to make time for.
Me.
But yeah, that's so real. Like I think I also came to the realization of like, oh wow, I'm definitely like an introverted extrovert, and like I need to.
That is literally how I describe myself.
Really?
All the time.
Oh my gosh.
Because like I think it's like an only child thing. Like I really love being like by myself, because it's just like, I don't know, I like my like alone time and like my quietness and like whatever. But I also love like being with my friends and like doing so many things. So like it's like introvert extrovert. That's literally what I say all the time.
Wow. I wonder if it is an only child thing, because we had to like spend so much time with ourselves and like entertaining ourselves growing up.
And I also feel like that also helped like maturity wise, because I was always with my parents, and so like I feel like I matured like super quickly being an only child as well. So I feel like
that makes sense.
Honestly, people are always like, I can never be an only child and like whatever, but I feel like it's helped me so much.
It's so lit.
Like I kind of love it. Like my parents are my best friends, and like I've like learned so much. I feel like I like matured super quickly, but also like I wouldn't be able to do any of this, I don't think. Like I moved like across the country, and like I don't know if that would have been possible if I like had siblings or whatever. Like I'm sure my parents would have figured it out, but like
you're so tight with your parents. It's so cute to see, but that's so real. Like I applaud the families that are in this industry and able to get their kids to like all of the different things, because like I could not imagine. I feel like our schedules and our lives are already like, we add up to like 4 kids for our parents. Like with the amount of runaround that taking me to auditions growing up and school and dance and everything. Like I don't know how families with a bunch of kids do it.
No, it's insane. But yeah, I definitely think that being an only child has like helped with like but also, I don't know. It's like, it's different. Like, I do think that I need to be better about spending time
But did
with
you want a
myself.
sibling when you were younger?
Okay, like, not really, because
Like, no.
no, I really liked it, because, like, I was, like, when I was younger, people would be like, don't you want a sibling? I was like, no, I get all the attention. But, like, I was also super close with my, like, cousins. So, like, they were, like, my siblings. I just didn't have to live with them.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's, like, the best of, like,
Honestly, best of both worlds.
honestly.
I feel that.
Yeah.
There was definitely a period where I was like, like I'm missing out, like I have no one to play with. But I think like, yeah, as I started growing up, I was like, wait, my friends are literally like, they fill that void for me, which is cool.
Sure. And I think that's also like a reason, like like, even if it's not like the same person, like throughout my life, I've always had like a super like tight like best friend. So I'm like, they're like my siblings. Like, it's fine. But yeah. Okay. So you said you're very into manifestation and everything. Like, what do you think would be your biggest like piece of advice to like literally anyone on how to reach like your big goals? Like, what would you like tell them if they're like, I don't know, like how to like get there? Like, they know where they want to be, but they don't know like how to make it happen.
I would say the biggest thing is to take baby steps. And yeah, I think this really goes back to what we were talking about, like making those specific goals for yourself of like, okay, what can I do today? What can I do this week? What can I do this month? Like making goals that aren't so overwhelming for yourself, because the truth is nothing happens overnight. It didn't happen overnight for me or Presley. Like we both put our 10,000 hours in for sure. And like that really is what it takes. It's not I feel like people always want like a shortcut type of answer. So this is kind of a boring answer. But also like I think there really is something to like surrounding yourself with people that are very like-minded and also have goals that they want to accomplish for themselves, because I really am feeding off of like so many people in my circle's energy, and I feel like all my friends are very driven and very accomplished, and like that inspires me so much. So staying inspired is really important, because I think that's what like fuels you to keep going and to stay motivated. And yeah,
I think that the people that you surround yourself with is very, very important. Like,
totally.
Not that you have to have the exact same interests or like the exact same goals, but like the same like motivation and like stuff like that keeps you like wanting to do things. Like,
oh my gosh, absolutely.
I think that like I always try and surround myself with friends that like are enough alike but also enough like different to where it's like
you're learning something.
Like,
yeah,
and it all makes sense, and that literally helps you like literally stay inspired all the time, because I think that I feed off of other people's energy for sure. So like, I don't know, I think that's definitely a good piece of advice. But okay, talking about big goals, small goals, whatever, how do you celebrate your like little wins along the way? Because some people, I feel like you forget to like celebrate like the little things in life, and you only are like waiting for like the big things to happen.
Yeah, that's so real. I don't think I celebrate things ever. Other than like birthdays. You've been to pretty much all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I do like little things to celebrate. Like I think like after a big shoot or something, like I'll go get like a cute little dinner or something. Like I'm such a like, I don't know, I'm such a quality time person too, that if there's any like big thing to celebrate in my life, I'm always like, okay, I want to like, you know, hang out with my friends or like have maybe throw a little something at my house. But I don't know, I think it's hard too, because, and I'm sure you relate to this, like I don't really feel, although I am super grateful for like things that have happened and accomplishments that I've been able to achieve, like I don't ever have moments where I'm like, yeah, like I did that, like I made it. Like I don't think I'll ever have a moment like that, because I truly see everything as like stepping stones and milestones, and just part of the journey. So I think there's also something good about not getting too like comfortable and excited about every little thing, because you still gotta like, you know, keep working and keep getting better. I agree.
I'm the same way. I feel like, I don't know, I like forget about like all like the things that are going on also, because I feel like very like, I don't know, like normal. Like I'm like, okay, like you just keep going, because it's just like where you're doing these things to get yourself to like to do even more, like, you know what I mean? So I think that like I'm the same way. I don't really feel like I like to like even celebrate like a lot of things. Like, yes, I'm like, oh, like, good job, like, you did good, but like, I don't know. I feel like
everything is like,
it's just constantly moving, because I feel like I like have so many like goals and like visions for myself, and like I want so much for myself that like I just keep going.
Right.
Like,
and
hey,
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's a healthy thing.
Yeah.
To like, still be able to like appreciate those moments and like be grateful and give yourself your flowers, but also like, okay, cool, that's just like a step in the journey and that's a cool milestone, but like there's still so much more to go.
Yeah.
It keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like something that like also I'm like trying whatever is also like staying present, because that's also like kind of like goes like hand in hand, is like since I have so many goals and like so many dreams for myself, I'm always like looking on how to get there, and like I forget like to just like be like where I am. So like, what do you think you like to do to keep yourself like grounded and present and like where you are like, at this moment, you know?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like that is something I'm grappling with too, is like trying to stay present and not get so wrapped up in like, oh, I wish I could be doing this, or oh, I still think I need to be doing this better, because I think that can kind of get you in a weird cycle. And I think I don't know, I feel like I'm still figuring that out, how to stay present. I think just like honestly journaling probably helps with that, because like those prompts in the journal are like, what did you love about today, and like really bringing you back to like today, this moment, like not getting so lost in the future.
It's honestly, it's so hard to do, because I feel like I'm always like ready for like the next thing, you know, and like it's also just because I'm like excited for like the next thing and like whatever. And but I think that that's something I'm working on this year, is like being where I am as well, and like taking it all in, because I feel like it all like kind of like passes me by. Like I feel like I'm like doing something and I'm like, okay, well, I have this next. I'm like, oh wait, I forgot that like that just happened.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally. I mean, we were just talking about this, like, because we were like, when was the last time we've seen each other? Oh, like 9 months ago. Like it's kind of crazy how fast time goes, and I think our lives like pass us by so quickly. I also feel like my memory is not that great. Like, do you relate to that?
Literally, like,
I literally couldn't tell you what I ate this morning. Like, I don't know why that is.
I don't either, because somebody was asking me something about like dance songs the other day, and like, oh, like, remember when this? I was like, no, actually, I don't. Like, it's all like a blur. It's really weird. I'm like, this is gonna be a problem as I get older.
Scary. We're literally 18 and 19 years old, and like, this is like probably like pre-dementia vibes.
It's because we just like, I feel like we just do so much that it's like our minds are just like everywhere all at once.
Totally. I think so.
I'm like, wait, this may be a little concerning.
Yeah, maybe we should get that checked out. But I do think it has to do with like the fast-pacedness of our job, and like it's constantly we're being pulled in so many directions that I think it's easy to kind of get into this mode where you're like, okay, I'm a robot doing all of these things. I'm, everywhere all at once, and then you like wait, what even happened today? Like,
it just like it goes by and I'm like, oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking about with like tour, because I've seen a lot of people talk about, a lot of musicians say like, dude, I can't even like tell you what the tour was like. It felt like it went by like this.
It's crazy.
Because it's like the same thing every night, but it's just moving so fast. And like, I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that. Like, I want to like enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's just something that's like insane. Like, you're traveling, but you're also like doing a show like pretty much every night, and it's just like so many things going on. Like, I can so see that like going by so fast, and like
totally just the regimen of like wake up, get ready, show, bed, wake up, like that same thing every day. I don't know, I feel like, and I'm also the kind of person, I'm realizing that I like newness, and I like to like I don't have like a morning routine or a night routine. I do it a little different every day. Are you like that?
I'm the same way. I don't really like like I don't like a routine, because I like every single day looks so different for me. And somebody asked me this the other day. They're like, so like what's like your day-to-day life look like? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, it's literally different every single day. But I like it because it keeps me like motivated, I think, and like helps me like think of new things and like what I want to do. Because if I like woke up the same time every day, did the same thing, like I just don't know. It's not something that I feel like I've ever really done either. Like yes, growing up I had like school and then dance, but like still like sometimes I'd be going into New York for like something else, and it's like there's so many like,
I
different
honestly
things.
think like our job is so free flowing and like because so many things happen so last minute. We're like, oh, we just booked this job and I'm now moving to Atlanta for 3 months. Like, cool, what the hell? Like, I think there's so much randomness with like this line of work that I feel like it kind of almost trained us to like be, I guess, flexible and to also like, I feel like I crave that. Like I crave like, okay, what's my next adventure? Like what's something new that's gonna happen today? Like I think there's something really magical about that.
For sure. I don't really like to like stand still. I'm like, if I have like a couple days where I'm not really doing anything, I'm like, okay, figure it out, because
what's going on?
This is not gonna work for me. Like this is not like, I love being like home because I feel like I'm also like very much a homebody.
Yeah.
But also like I do like newness, and I honestly didn't really think about it like that because I really don't do the same thing every single day, and I love that. But I feel like it's very different for some people. Like some people need like the structure and the routine of every single day, which is kind of cool because it's like everybody's like very different and like how they like work. But I do think it has to do with
some people work
industry.
really well under that like strict regimen of like I know what I'm doing every day. I mean most jobs are like that's 9 to 5, like you know what you're doing every day, you know the hours, but it's always different for us, which I think is weird and cool.
Honestly I love it. I don't think I could picture it like any other way. But like kind of in the same like world, like how with like a life that's so all over the place and you're like in a million places at once, how do you like stick to your goals and like what you want, like when you have like so many things going on and you're doing so many things, like how do you really stay focused on what like you want to do with like everything going on?
I think well I definitely have like, as much as I think it's great to have tangible goals, I think like knowing your like 3 top like these are the things I want to accomplish in my lifetime. Like I think as like terrifying as that is, I think knowing what those are and always having that in mind, like that is something that I keep reminding myself, and it's always like, okay, like is what I'm doing today getting me closer to that, or is it taking me away from it? So I think like that is something I always am thinking of and reminding myself. And also like I feel like I've been really like tapped into my women tuition, which is just like, you know, really listening to myself and like just what feels right and what doesn't. So if I'm ever in like any situation, or like, I mean, I feel like this happens in our life a lot, and with this job, like, you know, we're being presented opportunities and like so much is in our control, which is so cool because we're like our own CEOs in a way, which is so fire. But we have a lot in our hands, and like we do have a lot of control over our destinies and the jobs we take. And so I think you have to be tapped into like what feels right and what feels aligned with like my goals and what I see for myself. Like you have to constantly be in that state of like being your biggest advocate and like and I think a lot of that comes down to like being in touch with your intuition and like just listening to yourself and like and also just knowing when something doesn't feel right, and like I feel like even though like, you know, there's I think with like having a big team too, like people really try to, you know, voice their opinions, and you sometimes have to like stop that noise and like no, but in my gut like this feels right, like I want to go with this single cover, like this is what's going on in my life right now. I'm like, everyone in my team likes this, but like I really like this, so like I have to listen to like my own intuition and what my best self is like telling me to do. So
for sure, I think that that's huge, is like really like knowing what you want and what feels right to you, and like being like able to voice like your opinion, because like at the end of the day with what we both do, like it's your vision, like what you're doing is like it's not like, yes, it like it matters to so many people because so many people like work hard for like what you do as well, but like at the end of the day it's you, it's like you're Kylie and like I'm Presley, and like it's gonna matter the most to us. Totally. So I think that like that's also something that I'm realizing is like it's my image and it's my whatever, and like I think that like knowing what I want and like being able to voice that is so huge. And I think that like that also aligns with like knowing what you want for yourself like long term.
Right.
Because it all just like kind of goes hand in hand.
Totally.
You know?
And it's really cool that we're in this day and age where like we really can do so much ourselves. Like we can really take matters into our own hands as far as like editing our own videos and like, you know, coming up with like, hey, I want to do a podcast. I want to like start a brand. I want to whatever. Like we have like the opportunity to really like completely be in charge of our like destinies and trajectory. And I feel like this goes for just like all people, not even like people in this industry, but like the more that you're like tapped in with what you really want and like just go for that, like I feel like that's always when you have the best outcome.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's something that's like we're very fortunate to like be like that, and I just think that it all kind of stems from like knowing who you are as a person. Like, you know, like I think that like being comfortable in yourself and being 100% for yourself is like the most important thing. I was talking about this earlier, that like I've realized like I am 100%. Like I don't need anybody like fill, like I'm not 90 and I don't need somebody to make me 100. Like I don't need that extra 10%. I just need to like somebody to add on to it.
Wait,
you know?
that's a bar.
like, hey.
I'm writing that down. I don't need someone to take me to that 10%. Like I'm already 100. I love that.
Yeah, it's just like I think that that's so important, especially in this industry, is you have to be so comfortable in yourself. And like I also was talking about this today, like even if you're not like fully confident, like you have to fake it till you make it. I think that's huge.
So real.
Like that's huge. Like you can fake it until it becomes real, and I think that that's like I don't know. It's
say it for the people in the back. That's so real.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
That's what I'm doing pretty much.
Huge. I think that's what everybody's doing in life. Like nobody has it all like fully figured out, and I don't think you ever like really will.
Not even like the girl that you look up to the most, or someone that you think like, oh, she's killing the game. Like she probably has like little insecurities and things too. So I think that also is a nice reminder to like make us all like, okay, we're all human, and like
it's everybody's first time living. Like nobody's done this before. Like nobody knows what they're really doing.
So real.
Like we're all figuring it out as we go. So I think that that's like important to remember. But okay, getting into our little Dear Presley for this episode. We got a long one
oh
today.
My gosh, I'm so excited.
But this says, first, I just want to thank you so much for doing this as well. Oh, wait, pause. I'm reading this wrong. Oh, okay. Rewind for just a second. The thing that's been bothering me recently are my dreams as in what I... My God, why can I not read? Okay.
Guys, we were homeschooled, okay?
This is a problem. Like, yes. The thing that's been bothering me recently are dreams as in what I aspire for. My whole life, I've wanted to be an actor, but my parents aren't really the biggest supporters of that, and it's hard to follow my dreams when my own family isn't in favor of it. I'm a huge advocate for never giving up, and that failure is only reached when you don't... And failure is only reached when you don't give it all... I literally am struggling to read. The failure is only reached when you don't give it your all. But I'm truly struggling with what to do. All I want to do is be on film, even though it's very hard to make it. I just want to give it a chance to try. This has really been taking a toll on me for months, and I feel so unmotivated to do really anything, but it's really been going on for years. Although I'm only a teenager, I have huge goals for myself, and I truly wish to achieve them someday, hopefully soon. Do you have any advice for me? I'd truly appreciate it.
Aww.
I know.
That's sweet.
I know. It's so nice, and honestly, it's so, like, hard, at least for me to hear, like, because I have been very fortunate enough to grow up with very supportive parents, and, like, I really couldn't imagine it, like, any other way.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like that. I don't even, like, honestly, I don't even know what I would do in that situation, but...
Of course, it's so easy to give up on something when the people closest to you are, you know, telling you should go in a different direction. And I think about that, too. I'm like... I'm so lucky that, like, everyone in my close circle has been so supportive and, like, so encouraging of my dreams. And sometimes I'm like, damn, like, would I still be working this hard even if everyone around me was, like, not believing in me?
Yeah.
And, like, would I still want to do this thing? And, like, I'm like, yeah. Like, I would still, I would still do it. But that's why, like, what was the name of this person?
No
we
name.
don't know. Okay, anonymous.
Anonymous.
To the little baby who wrote this, like, the fact that, you know, you feel discouraged from the people around you and you still are like, no, this is what I need to do. That is such an amazing sign, and that is such an incredible thing that it's like, okay, this dream has been like planted in me for a reason, and like the fact that you're aware of that already is great. And like, I mean, it really comes back down to like, finding your people, because it might not be like, you know, in your household, like you got to go out there and like find people that are also sharing your passion, and like, just surround yourself with them. And I feel like there's always ways to kind of make your dreams happen, even outside of like your family, even if they don't support you in that, because you have to follow your gut.
For sure.
It's telling you to go after this thing for a reason, so listen to it.
100%. And I think that like, obviously, like, it's hard sometimes to like even like be able to do what you want to do, but I think if you have that passion, like, it'll happen at some point. Like, I think that like for me, if I have like a goal or a dream, like, and it was placed in my heart, I know that it was for like a reason, because it's like anything's possible. Like, literally, this is so stupid, but like anything is possible as long as like you work hard towards it. And like, I think that like, the fact that you know that this is what you want to do, and like you're so sure of it, is so special. And like, I just think that like, find the people that are going to support you, no matter who it is, friends, like literally anything. Because,
and there's so much you can do on your own too, of like, we have social media now where it's like, it really, you don't have to be from LA, you don't have to be from New York, like you can be wherever in the world, and like go to LA casting and like submit a self-tape, like you can post things on post covers or dance videos or whatever on TikTok, and like get discovered and contact people. So like, you really have so many resources, and it's just about like opening yourself up to those possibilities.
It's very true. Like, now, like, it has changed so much where you really can make opportunities for yourself now, even if they're not like presented to you. So like, I think honestly, just trying to do the best for yourself that you can, like, until like something's gonna work. Like, if you try like, and like a bunch of things, something's gonna stick and something's gonna work, as long as like you have enough passion to like work towards it, I think.
And everyone has been in this position of like, how 100%. Do I do this? Like, we don't all have it figured out, and we all have to start from somewhere. So don't get discouraged.
For sure. I think like, and also like, don't be too hard on yourself. Like, when doing all of this, like, it is like a very competitive industry, and like it takes so long to like literally have something like hit. So I think that like, don't get discouraged, don't be hard on yourself, and also like, work hard, but don't work yourself too hard to the point where you don't want to do it.
Where it's not like anymore. Enjoyable.
Like, always make sure that you're enjoying it, and always make sure that you're having fun while doing it. That's like the most important thing. I think.
I love it.
But this was so fun. Thank you so much for doing this. I literally had the best time catching up with you.
Me too.
But do you want to?
This was needed.
Yes, this really was needed, like, for sure. But do you want to tell everyone, like, I know you have so many things, song, tour, everything. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you and what you've got going on?
Absolutely. You can find me at Kylie Cantrall on everything. I am going on tour this summer. Come check us out. Worlds Collide Tour. It's going to be so fun. And I have an EP on the way. So I'm very excited about that. Lots of music. And that's the vibe.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.